So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you are following my old videos, so you will be known about it that now today I'm going to cover about the scope of sociology and the importance of it. So first, if you are new to this video, you can go and check it out my first video link about the introduction and the nature of the sociology in the description box, and you can subscribe my channel for more updates. So today we are going to see about the scope of sociology. So I'm not going to explain you in the sentence based or in that way. I'm just going to give you a quick review about the perspective that how the sociology will work and what is the scope of the sociology in our society. Okay, how we can use the sociology in our society. So we are just going to see about the perspective and their examples, and if you and the explanations. If you want to write an example, you can write an example and you can take a screenshot and you can write it in your examination also. Now, so first we are going to see about the study of society. What's the perspective? First perspective is the study of society. Okay, so that the first scope is that we can study a society. How means we can study the structures, the functions and the organizations of the society. That one particular society, how it is structured, how it is functioning, and what is the organization of that society. Okay, so you can in the example, if you will think about it, so it is the understanding the rural and versus the urban healthcare system. So we are going to see in that example we can easily study about that how the rural will work, what is the structure of it, what is the function of it, and how it will organize it, and how the urban is working. What are the what is lacking between both of it, and what is the differences and what is the similarities in both of it. So this is one of the things that you can do in a sociology. Now the next is the social institutions. Okay, so what is social institutions? That it analyzes the family, about the religion, about the education, about the politics, and about the economics. So these all are going to studied in the social institutions. Okay, so what how you are going to study in that? If you'll see about some examples, so in the family support, okay, in the recovery, so education increases the health awareness. For example, now one stroke patient is coming to you for a rehabilitation, so it is very important for a family to support that particular patient. So you are if they are not supporting, so it's your responsibility to make them aware about the condition and the psychological status of that particular patient, and what is the need of that particular patient from support from what is the need for that particular patient to have a family support or the friend support. Okay, so that's why it is very important as a physios or as a social workers or as a allied healthcare sciences or the healthcare system, that we have to educate and we have to aware the person person surrounding also, that what is the condition and how you can coop it up. Okay, now so next is the social relationships. So in the social relationships, if you'll see that how it will examine that how it is going to interact, how the humans are going to interact among the individuals and the groups. Okay, now if you are following some reality shows or what, I am not aware you are following or not, but there are some very famous reality shows like Big Boss and all. I hope you all know that. So how it works, if you are seeing and if you are observing that, so while they are talking one to one, okay, if they are interacting one to one, their way of thinking, their perspectives and their way of communicating will be different. But the same person, if they are communicating in a group, if they are communicating in a group, so that particular person will not give the same perspective or the point of view as he was giving before in the individual one-on-one conversation. So it all depends on the person, that maybe he feels comfortable to talk to that one particular patient, one particular person, or to talk in the very less crowded place. So maybe he don't have that much of confidence, we can say one of the things. So we are going to study all this, that what are the factor that he's not capable enough to talk in front of everyone. So this will examine the interactions, not just this one factor, there will be many factors in it. Okay, so I already given the example. If you want to write one more example, you can just screenshot it and you can write this one also about the doctor patient communication. So next I'm going to move for the social changes and the progressions. Okay, so how the study is getting transformed and adapted of the society over time. As I already explained you in the previous lecture, that as it's changing, as the society is progressing, as the society is getting modernized now, of course the thinking, the way of thinking, the perspectives are getting changed, the choices are getting changed, the way of talking are getting changed. So what is the transformation it is coming? Of course someone has to study that what is the difference now between the people from the ancient period to now. What is the difference? So of course someone has to study that. To study that transformation and adaptation of the society over time, it comes under the scope of sociology. Okay, so now in the example we can see that acceptance of the telemedicine and the modern healthcare. Okay, now after the COVID, if you know it, if you can observe it, now there are more tele-rehabilitations or the teleconsultations are going on. Okay, before people were not that much trusting the tele-rehabilitations or the teleconsultations. They were more into face-to-face conversations with the doctors. But nowadays, if they are far away also, they are calling, the video calling their doctors, and they are asking the medicines, or they are asking a cures for it. Okay, so now it is very very easy for a doctors or for a patients also to communicate. So now it is the acceptance of a telemedicines, and it is called as a modern healthcare. So that is one kind of progression or a change after a COVID. Okay, not just in a healthcare, in the engineering field also. If you if in your home, if someone is working in the IT field, you can easily relate to it, that work from home, before it was not there, but as now if you will see, there are the three types of job. There is a hybrid job is there, remote job is there, and the full time is there. So what is the difference between all three? Remote will be there, in which you don't have to go to the company, you just have to sit in your home and you have to work, and you have to give the data to the company. Full time means you have to go to the company and you have to be there in the company. Hybrid means there will be in a week you have to go 3 times or 2 times or 4 times, they will give you accordingly. So you have to go and you have to just be there in a week or 3 times, but that 4 days you have to be in the home and you have to work. That is called as a hybrid. So this is kind of a change or a progression what a society is doing. Okay, so I hope now this point is clear. So next is the social process. Okay, that how the society is getting it is getting progressed, or the what is the process of progressing it then. Okay, so it will look at the cooperations, at the competitions, conflicts, and the socializations. So these are some things that in the process it will work. Okay, for examples, now the public cooperations in vaccination drives and stigma in the HIV case. Okay, now before, now you can't see the polio cases. Before, if you go 15 or 20 years back, there was more polio cases. Why? Because the vaccinations were not that much, the people were not taking the vaccinations properly. So that's why that time the government has driven the vaccination campaigns about the polio to be free for everyone, so that the polio, that disease, that cut down. So now if you will see, it's cut down in a very major range. Okay, so that is one of the example for it. Now next is the social problems. Okay, now what is the social problems are facing by a society? For example, if I am living in one of a slum area, so what are the things I am facing there in the slum area? Of course, first is the hygienic. It's not hygienic enough so that I can feel free there, or it's very I'll be very prone for an disease or any kind of infection to me. So these are some of the social problems that I am going to face being in that slum area. Maybe the water is not good. So these all are some things. Or maybe in that society, some people are very addicted to the alcohol. They are coming daily and they're fighting in the area. So it is affecting my studies also. So these are some social problems that they can study about it according to the society or according to the areas. Okay, you can just take an example here. Now next is the culture and tradition. Actually, it is very important to know cultures and traditions in the sociology perspective, because it explores that how the beliefs, values, and the customs will shape the behavior. Because of course, if from which custom you are coming, from which beliefs you are coming, it totally shape your behavior. For example, some people are from the vegetarian family, and one person is from a non-vegetarian family. Of course, their perspective of looking the animals will be totally different. Okay, maybe one person will look that particular whatever the pet we can say as the as a pity way. But the person who is a non-vegetarian, maybe he or she is not looking that pet as of that, and that much of the pity way. So nowadays it's very common, the vegan, the vegetarians and the non-vegetarians, so you can easily understand what I'm saying. So it's all about the beliefs and the values, that from where you came from. Okay, so and that definitely it is going to shape your behavior. That is nothing wrong in that, and there is nothing right in that. I'll not comment on this, but definitely it totally depends on how, from which beliefs you came from. Okay, so now there are some social groups and the communities also that we can study on it. For example, there is a studies. Okay, we can study about the primary thing first. Primary things means a family about it. And what is the secondary groups? That is the association of it. Association means a kind of relatives, a kind of neighborhood. So we are going to study about it. So now if we will think about the example of it's in the community health program, like a polio eradication drives. So these are some things that will be easier for us to implement in the society. Okay, so it is very important to study about the social groups and the communities also, so that we can see what is the lack, what is the thing are lacking there, and we can make a remedy for it to resolve that problem. Okay, now next is the population studies. So it is very important to study a population. Of course, if there is a overpopulation at one particular area, so there will be a scarcity of the water, there will be scarcity of the place or the shelter to live, the pollution will be more in that particular area, and the employment will not be there. So it is very important to study the population also, and to make them migrate to that area where the opportunities are there. Okay, so you can take an example from here. Now applied aspects. Okay, if you are making all these things in a data, and if you are getting one result, so of course now you have to make a remedy also, and you have to apply on the society also. So there is a application also. Okay, there is a application also, because it's not just that you have to only make a papers or the researches or the evidence, you have to solve it also. For example, now if you know that in that particular community the HIV is more, you have to make the some of the ways that it will get cut down in that area. So you have to find that way also, and you have to implement in that society. Okay, so now I think the scope is over, and I hope it's clear. If it's any doubt in the scope, you can comment me down so that I can explain it again. So I think it will be very easy for you to remember here in the graphs, in the tables, because I just make it in the table wise. Okay, so next is the importance of sociology. Okay, now the importance of sociology, I am taking here a physiotherapy field. You can actually not just a physiotherapy field, you can use this importance in from the nursing or from any other allied health sciences. Not only just allied health sciences, even in the any healthcare system you are going to use the same sociological methods, or the importance are same as of a physiotherapist if you are a nurse, or if you are from any other field. Okay, so first it is the understanding patient as a social being. Okay, so it is very important to understand that particular patient as a social being. Why it is important? Because sociology will helps the physiotherapist to recognize that patients are influenced not only by their medical condition, but also by their family background, their occupation, their educations, and their cultural environments. Okay, so what the sociology will helps to a healthcare system or to a physiotherapist, that they don't have to recognize only a patient. You don't have to only think about the patient. You have to think about every aspect of that patient, that the patient is come from a which family background, or which occupation, or the education, or the cultural environment. Why it is so? Because the patient's attitude towards the illness and the recovery will totally depends on this social factors. Okay, of course it will depend, because from which background he or she is coming, it's a very important for a physiotherapist or for a healthcare system to know that. Okay, so you can just have an example here, you can write this example. I hope you make it clear about this, what I am saying and what I meant to you. So next is the doctor and patient relationship. So what was the next? Doctor-patient relationship. Okay, so in the doctor-patient relationship, there's a good okay, if you are a doctor, if there is some patient is coming to you, it is very important that what is the communication between two of you. Okay, let's just flip this roles. You are a patient and you are going to one of the doctor. So how the doctor is behaving with you, how he or she is communicating to you, you will feel that time itself good. or a bad. If she is not treating you well, you will say that time itself he is not good or she is not good. So that's why it is very important to to have a very good communication, so that there should be trust. Okay, then only the trust will build. Of course, in the first interaction itself, you can't trust someone 100%, but you will start building up a trust from the first conversation itself. If someone is giving you a fake promises, or someone is giving you a fake treatment, you will actually reject that time itself. You will not trust thereafter. So it is very important to communicate that time itself to a patient in a very good bond and in a very good relationship between a doctor and a patient. So what the sociology will do? So sociology will provides the knowledge about the human behavior, that how the human will behave in that certain situation or in some of the conditions, and what are the emotions that a humans will show in which conditions, and social interactions. So this will help in building a rapport. Okay, of course, if you know before itself that how that patient is going to behave, you can actually modify yourself according to that thing. Okay, so that's why it is important for us to know all this and to study all this, and that's why we are studying all this. Okay, so you can read the example from here. Next is the influence of the social factors on health. Now, how the social factors are going to affect in health? As I already told you before also, that poverty is going to affect occupation, education, gender, lifestyle. That this will all influence the disease and the recovery. There are some diseases which is born to the particular occupation. For example, now I am the IT worker. I have to sit for 8 hours or for 10 hours or more than a 10 hours to complete my work, and I am using a laptop a lot. So maybe I'll get the cervical pain, or maybe it will turn into a cervical spondylosis, or maybe something like that if I am working more in it, because I have to maintain my neck in the one position, and my muscles are not that much strong enough to manage that. So these are some things which will affect the social factors are there, which will affect the health. Okay, so physiotherapists need to consider this while making a treatment plans. Okay, for example, now how I am sitting means my chair is not in a good ergonomic in the ergonomic design. I am just sitting in a plastic chair that actually makes my posture more bad, and because of that I am getting low back pain also, and maybe it will lead to some other disease also in the later on life. Maybe it will go for a slip disc or something else. Okay, so it totally depends on all the social factors, that how I am, not just what I am feeling, how I am living also, that is also important. So this is the influence of the social factors on the health. Now next is the rehabilitation in the social context, that how the rehabilitation we will work in the social context. So first it is that rehabilitation is not just a physical healing, but also a social reintegration. Okay, that how the patient is going to behave, you have to treat that behavior also. Maybe he or she is not having any pain, but he or she is feeling that she is having pain, so you have to cure that particular thinking also. Okay, so that's why it is not just a physical healing. You have to heal him or her psychologically also and sociologically also. Maybe family are not that much supportive enough for that particular patient. Because of that, the patients are going more in a worst condition. Okay, now a patient's ability to return to a work, perform family roles, adjust to a social life is equally important. If you are rehabilitating of some person, if there is one stroke patient, and he's the only one single earning member in that particular family, so it is very important for us to make that particular person, or to make that paralyzed person to work and to earn for that family. So it is not just we have to make a physical comeback, we have to focus on how he or she is going to come back in the society and can earn and can have a respect in the society. So this will all come under in it. You have to focus in all these things and all these aspects. Then next is the awareness of cultural beliefs. Okay, there are some cultural beliefs which is actually not true, and we are just blindly we are following it. Not only just you, maybe not only I am talking one person, but maybe many of the person also. Between us only, there are so many people who is just following this cultural beliefs very blindly. Even if it's not true, they will blindly trust on it and they will do it. So there are some traditions and beliefs which will affect the health. Okay, so they just have to stop it, and it's our responsibility as a youngsters, or it's our responsibility to from a healthcare system, that we should know it, that no, it's not right, or you should change that. So you have to create the awareness about it. So for example, if you will see in this, there are some patients may prefer the traditional massage or the home remedies, but now understanding this helps the physiotherapist in counseling without conflict. So before suggesting anything to that patient that massage is not good in the home, you should use any of the exercises or some other good massager who is certified one. Don't go for a traditional massager, so that you have to make that particular person to understand the situation, that no, it's not safe for you. So before suggesting them, you should know it very well. Okay, so that's why it is very important for a physiotherapist or a healthcare person to know that person in a sociological perspective also, so that he or she can make an awareness about it. Now next is the community health and the preventive role. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so next was the community health and the preventive role. Okay, so how this is going to be applied in a physiotherapy field, if I'll talk about only the physiotherapist field. So it will contribute to a society by spreading an awareness about the postures, about the ergonomics, and the prevention of the musculoskeletal problems. So these are some things which can contribute by a physiotherapist to the society, so that it can prevent the diseases. I already given the example. I am an IT person. I am sitting on a wrong chair. So first thing you should suggest me is my chair. I should change my chair. I should sit properly. My laptop should be at the eyesight. Okay, at my eye level. Okay, at the eyesight level. It should not be down. It should not be much up. It will definitely affect my cervical posture. So this is the first thing that a physiotherapist will suggest for me to prevent of further complications or any other musculoskeletal issues what I will go through in the future. Okay, so this is one of the thing. I hope you will understand. It was not that much big deal actually. Okay, next is the teamwork in the healthcare. So yeah, it is very important to work in a team. Now, as a physiotherapist, you have to connect to so many people. Now if you want to okay, one example is very good for a stroke person. So if you want to treat that stroke person to get back to in his life, so you have to meet each and every one. For example, a neurologist to know the stage of that particular person, that how much curable it is, and how we can help the patient, or a social workers, so that a social worker help a person in a financial way, or from any policy they can get the money for that particular patient. Or you have to meet the family also, that how the family is supporting, how the family can support to that particular patient. So you have to see all these things, and it is all come under the teamwork. Okay, now the teamwork you can see in the another example is in the OT also, in the operation theater also. There will be a lot of doctors. There will be so many doctors, and many field of doctors will be there, like anesthesiologist will be there. Then there will be orthopedicians, nurses will be there. The nurses will be of many type. Social worker will be there. So there are some team will be there to carry forward any task. So it is very important to work in a team in the healthcare system. So it is all multidisciplinary and not just unidisciplinary. So this is the things that we have to work. So that is all the importance of sociology. If you know how to behave in the society, that you can be a good doctor and you can be a good person to create an awareness. You don't have to be a very good doctor to create an awareness. You just have to be a very good person to create an awareness among the people and among the society, and to grow the society to the level that we will expect India to be. Okay, so these are some examples that you can write in your theoretical examinations. So I think this is enough right now. We have seen the scopes and the importance, and it is going too long video. So I think I should cut it down here. And thank you so much for the watching. If you are liking this video, so just please hit the like button and share it to your friends, and subscribe it for my next lecture. So for the next lecture, I am going to cover about some of the things I am gonna. Okay, I'll tell you about the approaches and all in the next lecture. So please subscribe the button and hit the bell icon, so that whenever I'm uploading my next video, you will get the notification in your notification bar. and please do like, share and comment below if you are having any doubt related to any of the topics, and if you want me to improvise in any of the topics, so just let me know in the comments. And you can actually drop down your mails if you if you want me to reach you out personally, and if you are having any queries regarding in the subjects or on these topics or in any other topics, so you just comment me down your email IDs. Okay, thank you so much for watching.